Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking about how to find legitimate work from home jobs that aren't scams, especially if you deal with social anxiety or depression or something that keeps you from being able to work a normal 9-to-5 job outside the home. And a little bit of background, I have struggled with social anxiety that has limited my ability to work outside the home for about 7 years now. And, this video has been highly requested because for the past couple of years, I've been working from home with real jobs. And I get so many comments and so many emails, people, struggling, and they're saying, I've been looking for jobs and I just have such a hard time finding anything. Can you tell me where you work? Can you give me some tips? And so I'm finally ready, and I feel like I have enough good tips to hopefully be helpful to someone in this video. I scoured Google before I started just to make sure I wasn't going to recycle some garbage from Google or whatever. And it's shocking how little information you can find on just finding work from home jobs, tips and stuff like that. There's so many scams. People like to keep this kind of thing a secret. And I can understand that. I mean, people who work from home and people who find these jobs, they don't want everyone working from home, or there's going to be a lot of competition. It's going to be hard to find a job. But I feel like it's important because I know what it's like to struggle, and to maybe want to work or feel like you're recovering but just not being able to do certain things. So that's where I started, and I couldn't find a lot of help on Google, so I just kind of went it alone, and I actually have found several legitimate work from home jobs that have paid me a real salary, a good salary that I could live on. And it is possible, but it does take research and it does take hard work, but it is possible. So where I started was basically thinking about, what my skills were and what, I could do best, and admittedly, there are a lot of things that I don't know, and I haven't gone to college, so I don't have a degree, but, you're watching this video right now, so you know how social media works. You probably have a YouTube channel. Chances are you have Facebook and Twitter, and maybe you have Google+, maybe you have Pinterest, maybe you have email. What a thought. But it's like, okay, you search for this video. You might have seen me in your feed, or you might have used keywords like work from home or anxiety or jobs, something like that. So obviously, if you're watching this video, you kind of know how social media works, and that's where my mind went to. I was like, I might not be good at a lot of things, but I am definitely good at social media. I know how to email people. I know how to chat online. I know how Google Analytics works. I know about keywords. I know about tagging. I know about search engine optimization. I know about a lot of things just because I've blogged. I've managed my own Facebook page. I manage my own YouTube channel. I upload videos, etc. So it's like, okay, those are relevant skills, because if you think about it, a lot of companies, okay, mostly every company, even small, mom and pop shops have a Facebook page or a Twitter, or some even have YouTube channels, etc., Tumblr pages. It's like everyone's on social media, and somebody has the job to sit there and reply to people, or to post, or to, moderate comments. It's like someone has that job. If you tweet to Starbucks and you say, "Damn, Starbucks, my pumpkin spice latte was excellent today," and they reply back to you and say, "Thank you so much. I'm so glad you enjoyed it," or whatever. That's not Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks. That is some person who they've hired. It could be an intern, but chances are it could be someone who they actually hired to manage social media. And I was like, how do you get that job? How does someone just get that job? So my first real tip here, and it's going to be kind of the biggest one, is I started on Craigslist. And before you roll your eyes or close this video, let me just state my case for Craigslist. There are a lot of scams on Craigslist, a ton. You can, be swindled out of all your money if you're an idiot in about 5 minutes on Craigslist, or you can work for a long time and not get paid. There are many, many scams on there. So, you have to know how to work it. You have to know how to use it and some of the things to search for if you're looking for an at-home job. And I think that's where my skills really have excelled in the past couple of years, because I've actually found 2 out of 3 of my at-home jobs that were legitimate and paid the most on Craigslist. But one of the things that you have to keep in mind, and this may be common knowledge to you, but it wasn't to me at first. If you're looking for an at-home job, something you can work remotely from anywhere, you don't have to look in your local Craigslist. I live in a medium-sized city, but there was nothing for me in my local Craigslist. And I'm like, okay, if I want to work from home, why can't I just search, for example, the Los Angeles Craigslist? If you live overseas, Craigslist, if you don't have it or if you can't use it, it's basically like a community bulletin board where you can post, apartments, jobs, personals, blah, 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 blah. I think the UK has one called Gumtree. Could be wrong. I think I heard that on a commercial over there. But you get the gist. Anyway, so I was like, I'm going to search in big cities, Los Angeles, New York, Seattle. Not where I live, but bigger cities, because there's so many more postings there. There's so many more resources and opportunities. And if you're working from home, and if the company allows you to work from home, then what's the difference? So that's my biggest thing, is I don't search in my local Craigslist. I look everywhere. If I can't find something in, Los Angeles Craigslist, I'll look in San Francisco. I'll look in Seattle. I'll look in London. I'll look anywhere, because they actually have different job postings for everywhere. You can look by keyword, or you can just definitely Google Craigslist and then the city of your choice. So either way is fine, keywords or just Googling. So what you need to do is, you may notice on Craigslist that there is a button that you can click when you search for jobs that says telecommuting. And those basically bring up jobs that are guaranteed to let you work from home. But a lot of those jobs are sales jobs or telephone jobs. If you're fine with that, then by all means search that. But if you are not okay with that, telecommuting is such an outdated phrase. A lot of places now, they just post in the regular job listings, and they post the keywords remote or work from home or contractor or things like that, and so you want to make sure to look in the regular job postings, not just the telecommuting job postings. If you're looking for a social media type job, I would recommend typing in social media. You can click the intern checkmark button, or you cannot. It's up to you, and then go through those. One thing I wanted to point out was a lot of them that come up are internships. So you want to put the minus sign and then put intern or internships with the minus sign before it, because that'll take it out of your search results. You just want to be mindful, because a lot of those only give college credits. Good for if you're a student, bad if you're just looking, for a steady job. So you don't just have to search social media. You can search by what your preference is, whether it's customer service or email chat or phone customer service, or you can even search by YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Google, etc. Keywords are so important, and you want to make sure to go through all of them. Okay, so those are some of my tips for Craigslist. Just, be mindful that you can do broad searches. And I think one of the big things is, a lot of times on Craigslist, you have to submit a resume. Now, I'm not going to talk that much, or if you're in another country, oftentimes that's called a CV. And I can't give you all the examples for that, but I am writing a blog to go along with this video. So if you want actual examples on how to write a resume, a functional resume that doesn't necessarily have to list your job history, especially if you're like me and you had big gaps in your employment history, or kind of a spotty employment history. I found out a way around that. So I'm going to put examples in my blog, so you can definitely check that out. I would talk about it more here, but I have to get on to other things. Okay, so let's see. I have something written down, so I'm just going to glance over here once in a while. Okay, so if social media is not for you, if you're like, I don't want to tweet to people, I don't want to manage a Facebook page or a YouTube channel, you can Look for customer service at home jobs. And I can't tell you how many big, legitimate companies are now offering work from home programs, even ones that you might have never heard of. One of the ones that I actually have worked for and that I know is a legitimate company that has a work from home program is Amazon.com. Now, that is not the only company that does that, and I will list some more resources in my blog, but it's the one that I can specifically attest to, having gotten a job, a work from home job with Amazon.com. Some of these are seasonal, some of these aren't, but you have to just note that a lot of these require you to do customer service over the phone, sometimes chat, sometimes email, but you have to be comfortable in some way communicating with people, you know, and providing them customer service and following the rules and a strict schedule. A lot of social media jobs, you don't actually have to follow a strict schedule or guidelines, but you definitely, with other jobs, big companies like Amazon or 1-800-Flowers or PayPal, etc., jobs that you can do from home, customer service ones, you do have to stick to a schedule and you do have to interact with people, and it is a bit more regimented, and sometimes that does cause me personally anxiety to talk on the phone, stuff like that. So you just want to take note of that. A lot of websites don't at first advertise that they're hiring or that they have work from home programs, so you definitely want to Google, say like Amazon.com jobs. If you want to Google that, you can usually find resources to go to a page where they have their job postings. You can do that for any website, because a lot of them don't necessarily just make it public knowledge. When you go to Amazon.com, you're not going to just see careers or jobs right there. So you have to do your research. You kind of have to be a little bit snaky and kind of filter through some things and kind of just feel it out, you know, and do your research. That's important. I obviously worked from home doing customer service, and I've also worked from home doing social media management. I have worked as a YouTube recruiter. I'm currently working as a YouTube recruiter, and I am managing social media and doing outreach via email and whatnot. So it's very suited to me because it's something that I know how to do. And I found several jobs like that were really suited to me, things I felt like I personally could do. And so I know the jobs are out there because I've gotten 3 different work from home jobs in the span of a couple years, and they've been jobs that give me a real paycheck, things that I can live on, and things that, you know, I can do from home that don't affect my anxiety so much, you know. Now, I will talk more in my blog I'll give links, I'll give specific resources, some examples for resumes, etc. Because I know this video is really long and it's hard because you're probably not taking notes. So head on over, click down here to the more info, and you can click to go to any of my blogs, different links down there, and check it out. I wanted to mention the very last thing is that, you know, for a long time, I wasn't able to work at all. I was suffering from a disability, and I was not able to work, and I needed help, and I was on benefits. And there is nothing shameful or wrong about asking for help or not being able to work, even an at-home job, because even if you struggle with social anxiety or depression, it doesn't mean just because there's a job at home that you're necessarily going to be able to do everything, and that's okay. It doesn't make you less of a person. I'm just in recovery now, and there are certain things that I can do. So these are just tips for people who feel comfortable. But if you don't, either search until you find something that makes you comfortable, or just wait until you feel better, because no job, honestly, is worth your mental health and your well-being. You have to focus on you as well. That's very important. So with that, I'm going to stop this video now. You can feel free to ask me any questions you want in the comments, and if I get a lot of the same, you know, comments, maybe I'll make a follow-up video, or I'll address it in my blog. Feel free to leave comments there. I hope that this helped someone and maybe put you just on the right path to hopefully finding a legitimate at-home job, and gave you some resources just to push in the right direction. So good luck to all of you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.